Maybe it's something you've learned along the way. Maybe it's something that you apply every day. Maybe it's something that you, in a way, you lead your life. So please bring your word up and share with us. Oh, timing constraints, Jack, for table topics.
Timing constraints are 1 to 2 minutes. You'll see a green light at 1 minute, and you'll see a yellow at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes, and you have 30 seconds to wrap.
Thank you. Anyone would like to share? Oh, excuse me, table topics. For those of you who are new to us, our guests, table topics is 1 to 2 minutes that we take a topic, and it's kind of an impromptu speech. You're given an idea, and like in the elevator, somebody asks you a question, and it's just a small 1 minute to 2 minute interaction, something that you can share, make a connection with. So we like to practice that here. And would anybody like to step up? Igor.
Leadership for me is showing an example. Showing an example in a way of action, in the way of body language, in the way of planning, executing your plans, in a way of be able to speak to somebody, and another way is actually to listen to somebody else, because in all of those areas people do constant mistakes. They tend to be leaders, they tend to be claiming that they are leaders, but they cannot sometimes express what their vision of the goal is, what their value is, and they expect for other people kind of to guess those gaps that are missing. And when in communication, sometimes they can only give a direction, but they never listen, what the response are. And it's a lot of way to be a bad leader. It's the only way to be a good leader is to be able to manipulate all those values that I mentioned. So, and this is a constant process as I can understand, and how I feel about this. Because what's happening in leadership, the same way like we have a previous speaker about the energy market, everything is changing. Today we have one set of policies, and somebody called from higher ups, all of a sudden all this change, 20 degrees or whatever, shifted to the left, to the right, and you miss one meeting, you miss one direction, you don't feel this changes coming, and you, instead of be a good leader or to be a good player of a team, all of a sudden you just pull in the wrong direction. Yeah, so for me, leadership is about all those value and not necessarily about one. And risk is also one of those few ones that are present, but probably not necessarily on a bigger scale as I can understand. And it's about it, about leadership. Thank you very much.
He brings up some good points. Lots of times we can have a worker who's really, really great at their job, and leadership says, oh, they know what they're doing. They let them lead by example. We put them in a leadership position, but the person isn't necessarily programmed for a leadership position. They're programmed to do their job. And so sometimes people will, when they get into that position of leadership, they just kind of tank. They don't know what to do. They're not as successful as they were when they were actually doing the job itself. So has anyone ever experienced that? Or what has been the biggest thing that you have learned in any kind of leadership position? It could be leadership here, it could be leadership in the community. Come on, Jag, come on up. Thank you.
Hello, Toastmasters. The word of the day is risk and leadership. Leadership is all about risk. Higher the risk, higher the reward. Lower the risk, lower the reward. It's very important. What I learned in leadership is there is a saying that you're lonely at the top. And Trust me, it is true. If you're a leader and if you're at the top of the team, you're alone. You're by yourself. There is nobody with you. You may feel like the whole organization, whole group, or a whole team, or a whole party is with you. No. So you're just by yourself. So it's very important to stay there by yourself, lonely, to have the lot of qualities that is acquired. Why did Tariq bring up this 20-point formula, I should say? Is because this person needs to have all of these to stay there. It's going to be cold, it's going to be very high. If you look down, it is too deep. And you never know, you cannot stand, you cannot even exercise. It's a very small place at the top. And you can even fall off with fear. You're taking a risk to be at that level. If you don't take the risk, you will never get there. So you'll probably stay there at the bottom of the hill or somewhere in the middle. But can you see everything from the bottom of the hill? Probably not. So if you get to the top of the hill, you can probably see and have a better look of what's going on underneath that hill. So the bottom line for me, lessons learned is take the risk, whether it is in a Toastmaster club or whether it is working for you, take the risk and take the initiative and take on a leadership position, and we'll make sure that it's not going to be lonely here. Thank you.
Okay, so very interesting. Thank you very much for those table topics. One part of leadership, is a quote out there, if I can remember it correctly, is the difference between a good leader and a great leader is that a great leader inspires the people below them to be the best that they can be. And that's what a good leader does. And just for the sake of responding to Jay, Toastmasters leadership, you're not alone. Because I did not know what I was doing when I stepped up here to be president, and yet I was surrounded by amazing officers, amazing people who know what to do, who are helping me, figure out what it is. And if you want to take on a leadership role, it's not going to be lonely. It's going to be a great experience. And so take the risk and jump into it. Thank you. I turn it back over to you, Tariq. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Next portion of the meeting